Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear so-and-so. Happy birthday to you. Hello, ukulele enthusiasts. Have you ever had trouble switching chords, or maybe noticed that it takes you a while to go from one chord to the next? Well, today's video is going to show you some strategies on how you can speed that up and feel more confident while you're playing. Let's get started. Alright, chances are you know at least 3 chords on the ukulele. And the first one I'm going to start on is C. Alright, so typically the first chord we always learn is C, or something like C7, which is, the first fret. Kind of like that. And then chances are you'll probably also know an F chord. And the F chord that you know will probably look like this. From the ceiling to the floor, that would be 2, 0, 1, 0. Right? Or if you have a high G like this one, even easier, you can go 0, 0, 1, 0. Just a one finger. Right? And so I always encourage students to learn the easy F chord, that's this, and C7. So going back and forth. The main takeaway from that is that while you're strumming, don't lift your finger up really high and bring it back down. You should rock and roll those notes with your pointer finger. I'm not letting go at all. I'm just rolling back and forth, right? So let's do 4 Fs, 4 C7s. Go. Do it again. Roll. So that's super duper important to me when I'm teaching that, is that you're not having to let go and then drop it back down. And that's just going to minimize the amount of motion that you have, and also allows you to not have to look down to see if you're hitting the right notes. So that's a really great takeaway when you're playing F and C7 chords. So there's 2 main aspects of switching chords smoothly, and one of them is physical, like we just talked about, which is just the sheer just muscle movement from one chord to another, right? C to F to maybe G7. And the other part that I'm getting to is more of a mental thing, or a knowledge of music theory. And music theory is just how we think things work in music, and what happens most of the time. So I'd say 80% or more of what happens while you're playing music. So in the key of C, we have 3 chords we almost always will play, and that would be C, an F, or easy F, and the last one is usually either G or G7, right? Kind of interchangeable, the G and the G7, though it doesn't always work in every song. And so those 3 chords are almost always in every single song, plus a handful of others generally. But if it's a 2 or 3 chord song, those are the ones we usually will use. So it really, really helps to know those 3 chords for the key of C. There are other keys as well. For instance, the key of G. We're going to also use the C chord. And then you're going to use probably the D chord in that one as well. So that's 2, 2, 2, 0. Or D7, 2, 0, 2, 0. And back to G. All right. So let's do this experiment with the song Happy Birthday. All right, so for Happy Birthday, let's first start in the key of C. And this would be like, happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday, dear so-and-so, happy birthday to you. All right, so we use those 3 chords. Let's do it now in the key of G. So we're going to be using the G, the C, and the D7 chord. The opening chord, G. Happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday, dear so-and-so, happy birthday to you. All right, so far that's 2 keys. Let's try it in the key of, let's do F. Okay, now F is tricky somewhat because it has a B flat chord. So if you have not learned your B flat chord, I'm going to show you a little strategy that you can use to make it through the B flat. Okay, so from the ceiling to the floor, I want you to go 0, 2, 1, 1. Right? And what that means is that my pointer finger is flat. I have a rounded middle finger in order to reach that note. And if you're comfortable with that, you can add your very last note here, which is on fret 3. Right? And that makes the B flat chord that you have. Generally, keys that have sharps in them, which would be key of G, D, and A, are just a little bit easier to play on the ukulele, whereas the key of F has a flat. It has the B flat chord, and that's why generally on stringed instruments we prefer sharps rather than flats, but down the road you'll be able to play in every single key, flats and sharps. All right, so let's try Happy Birthday in the key of F. All right, and I'm going to use easy F, and then I'm going to use the modified B flat, and then our last chord is going to be, let's just make it easier. Let's do C7. All right, so we're almost always in this first fret area. Here we go. That's our opening key. Here we go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear so-and-so. Happy birthday to you. And many more. I think you're getting the idea. So if you look through a songbook and you try to figure out the key first, generally is the first or last chord of a song. That's going to tell you what key that you're in. And then you can start to memorize chord shapes that go with that specific key. That's the main takeaway that I would hold on to today. Here's one more tip. Whenever you're going from, let's just say, G7 chord to C, okay, I always leave my ring finger down. I never pick it up. I just slide from one note to the other. And you can apply this to a lot of different chords, but specifically G or G7 to C really helps if you slide the finger. Okay, so let's build that. We have G7. Let go of the other two fingers and just literally practice sliding to the C, right? Let's do that. Let's play 4 G7s and a C. Slide. Good, now let's go back. Let's go C to G7. So you're going to be here, and then you're going to leave it down. Use it as a kickstand to build the other two fingers on to G7. Okay, let's do it one more time. From C, here we go. Good. Stay here. Now let's slide back up to C. Ready, go. Good. Do you notice there aren't any breaks between the chords at all, really? And that's really what you should be going for. Think about efficiency of motion. And depending on the song, you might use, let's just say, if you were playing a D chord, you might want to use your middle, your ring, and your pinky to play a D chord, because maybe your next chord is going to be an A major chord, right? And that means that I get to leave my middle finger down the whole time. Right? Whereas maybe if you're in the key of G, you have G chord, and then when you go to your D chord, you might use pointer, middle, and ring, just because it's a little bit easier to get from one to the next, right? So be open to using different fingers for the same kind of chords. It just depends on maybe what key that you're in and what's closest to your fingers. So I hope that helped you today get a little bit more efficient at changing chords. Just remember your chord families. C would include F and G. G would include C and D. F includes B flat and C. D includes G and A. And then the key of A includes D and E. And I hope that helps you. And I hope you look forward to the next video from My First Ukulele. If you like these videos, hit like and subscribe to the My First Ukulele channel below. Happy strumming. Bye-bye.